When we came to this, the church, of course, the name of this church was Joliet Christian Fellowship, which was a great name when Pastor Art and Camilla founded this congregation in their home in the city of Joliet, reaching this area, and God did some profound things. But of course, the church had since moved to Shorewood, and we felt the mission was a lot larger than than simply the city of Joliet. So we kind of went through this thing out to the congregation for some brainstorming on names. We said it before the Lord in prayer. Someone came with a name that really sort of leaped out at both the leaders and much of the congregation, and that name was Pathway Christian Fellowship. Now that was based on a scripture in the book of Isaiah. One of the situations we had was a little difficult here was our roadway here at the church was, shall I say, embarrassing. One day I was driving and part of the undercarriage of my car actually fell off. It actually fell off, and I drove in the parking lot. I thought, this is absolutely ridiculous.
Jesus on the main line, tell him what you want, tell him what you want, tell him what you want. Jesus on the main.
Finally, one Sunday morning, I got up from the church and said, look, we're going to go out, we're going to stand alongside the road, and we're going to pray, and we're going to ask God to do a miracle and create a road in front of our church. We can't figure out whose responsibility it is, but the Lord will hear our prayer. Well, the next morning I went to the sandwich shop. And of course, there's a few men that meet for a Bible study. That morning, someone said to me, hey, did you hear that there's a tar road in front of our church? I had to drive over physically, and when I got here, I stopped even before I drove on the road, and I got out of the car, and I just stood there. And I can still remember the tears coming down my eyes, because I thought, God, we ask you for this. We ask you for this, and you created this. It says in the book of Isaiah that God had created a pathway, and he did physically. And many times God will give a physical sign that demonstrates something spiritual that he's going to do. As I believe God's is in the process right now fulfilling this word. Did you hear it said? I will make a pathway through the wilderness for my people to come home. It's not about a physical road out here. It's about people who are messed up in this culture that need God to work and to move in their life.